Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO, từ Helen Ten, từ Triangle Scout, Logistics và Warehouse. Xem hình thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.
Today, we've got an expert on the show who's going to answer all of your top questions about Walmart.com. Everything from launch strategy to customer reviews to listing optimization and more. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. If you guys would like to network with other Walmart sellers, make sure to join our brand new Facebook group called Helium 10 Winning with Walmart. You can actually just search for that on Facebook, or you can actually go to h10.me/Walmart group, and you can go directly to that page. So make sure to join. You can tag me and Carrie with questions and ask questions of other Walmart sellers, or even share your own experiences in that Facebook group. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our Walmart Wednesday show of the month, where we bring on an expert guest each month to talk about all of your questions that you guys are giving live and also through the Facebook groups on Walmart. So this month, we are bringing onto the show David, who's going to be talking about product launches and how they're different, listing optimization, strategy, and migrating reviews over to Walmart. I mean, I think a lot of us who sell on Amazon, we would have loved to be able to start off an Amazon listing with reviews already. But did you know you could do that actually on Walmart? They're going to be talking about that. So as always, we have Carrie as our host of this month, this special show. So Carrie and David, take it away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Winning with Walmart Wednesday. I'm so glad to see you all here again this Wednesday to go over some Walmart content with you. Today, we have a very special guest today. His name is David Milstein. He is from Cellcord, and I actually have learned a ton from David. He actually taught me quite a bit of just the technical aspects about Walmart, so he is a wealth of knowledge, so I'm very, very excited to have him on today. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on.
Hey, Carrie. Great to see you as usual.
Thanks so much for joining us. I know you've got a lot of great info to share, so I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get started, David, because I think we have some good questions to ask you. And then I really want to get into questions that people have. We get a lot of questions in our Walmart groups, so I definitely want to just answer any questions that people have. All right, so let's go ahead and start with my first question. When people are launching, I get a lot of questions about, launching and people, starting off successfully on Walmart. When people launch, what are some common mistakes that they make when they are launching on their Walmart account in general, or just their first products? What do you think are the most common mistakes?
For sure. So it's definitely a really big topic. These days you're having more and more Walmart sellers by the day. It's the fastest growing marketplace. So everyone jumps on the marketplace, and then, there's a common, you make the mistakes, then you learn from it. So what are some things that I try generally avoid? A very common thing that people do is they'll use their Amazon content and just expect that to work. There are plenty of tools that will be able to mirror your content over to Amazon, from Amazon to Walmart rather. But unfortunately, Walmart doesn't want that, and that's really going to actually give you problems. I'll give you just a brief example. Copy is a very common thing. Amazon has these long-winded titles, a lot of keyword stuffing, a lot of repetition there, and using those on Walmart are just going to cause issues. Walmart themselves, they give you a listing quality score, which you guys should all be familiar with, and they give you some general guidelines on how to get there, and we'll discuss a little bit more about the listing quality score, but they'll even tell you immediately, if your title is too long, you should cut that down to 75 to 120 characters max. It does depend on the category, and they give you some pretty good information in what to do, but at the end of the day, it is very generic and category specific, so you will have to do more research. But just using your Amazon copy is a big issue that a lot of people have, because firstly, your titles are way too long, and then your bullet points on Amazon are very concise and bullet pointy. You want a nice long description that's well actually broken down, instead of having bullet points, which is maybe what you would do in a key feature, which is a little different than what you would have in your descriptions. Additionally, make sure you put in the work. A lot of people assume that Amazon, oh, I do so well on Amazon. It's crazy. You see with so many of these sellers, even these 8-figure sellers, that they put in all this effort into Amazon and they just assume that Walmart, oh, it's the same thing. You know, I don't really have to I just take my Amazon effort and it works on Walmart. That's so far from what it is. Yes, there's a lot of research and you understand your product and there's so much on the product side and maybe on the fulfillment side that you already understand. But the same way that Amazon algorithm is so complex and we need to understand how it works, so too with Walmart. This is a whole complex algorithm that you need to make sure that your content on your listing, not just the copy, but also the images, also the attributes, the category path, the product type. There's so many specifics that you need to audit and make sure are correct. And people that don't do that, you could have a beautifully written listing, but just having an incorrect product type can cause you to not rank at all. A lot of category paths don't even get selected automatically. Walmart will put it in an unavailable status. It'll be missing, and your product's just not ranking, and you're curious as to what's going on because your copy looks so good. You have to do the same audit and the same level of work that you put into Amazon into Walmart. And what some people are kind of adverse to that because, oh, Amazon makes me my money now. But you have to understand Walmart is a marketplace of the future, and having that understanding that also Walmart's very much in a growth phase. It's a marketplace that it's going to only grow with time, and we're seeing it grow tremendously. Compared to Amazon, we're growing exponentially, right? Just in the past 3 years, Walmart's had about 100% year-over-year growth continually. In the past 3 years, cumulatively, for Amazon, it's been about 30%. That's a huge change. And obviously, Amazon is growing, but Walmart's growing at such a faster speed that if you think the future, you understand that this is a marketplace that you do have to put your time into and can't just throw up your listings and be like, oh, I'm not making sales anyways, because that's a big mistake. Treat it as a marketplace, give it the respect it deserves, and that's what's going to help you succeed.
I'm glad that you pointed that out, and I learned a lot of all that stuff from you, and I've been preaching that quite a bit. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about PPC and just like some of the improvements that we've seen with PPC. So what are the improvements that you've seen? I don't know, we've been working together probably for a year and a half or so, or you've been on Walmart for longer than that. So what have you seen as, some of the improvements for pay-per-click on Walmart?
So it's very evident that Walmart does know that PPC is obviously such a huge factor. And if Amazon had the amount of growth in terms of their changes to PPC as Walmart had, it would be like, it's just not possible. Walmart has made such incredible changes just over the past years that are these huge changes. For example, they two big ones I like to focus on are second price auction. That's such a huge concept that is such a constant and obvious thing in Amazon, was not there in Walmart. And Walmart recognized that and they implemented it. And that's now something that has been running for something like 10 months at this point. And similarly, at about the same time, they did 2 placements for your organic and your advertising, your promoted placement, your sponsored placement. And that's just so beneficial to sellers because previously, it was very difficult to track your organic rank. And you have to turn off your ads, and then you have to use, let's say you want to use day parting to check when things are going on. There's so many things that it was just not conducive to an easy, for a seller to have a good time. So Walmart's been doing such huge changes. Just those 2 things are so huge, just on top of all the changes all the other smaller changes, if you will. I know they've added in the past year to the self-service platform, being able to do bulk operations, which is another huge thing, that previously, things were done a little bit slower and it would take you more time. Now, I do have some suggestions for how to run your ads better, but just it's great to see the changes that they're doing. And I would still say there is still a while ahead to get to that point where it does become as intricate and as complex as Amazon's. There's no negative targeting, for example, right now on Walmart, and that's something that potentially that they'll add in at some point, which could help with how you do some of your strategies. And there's a lot of things that will come with time. Now, I will say this: if you are looking to sell on Walmart, you gotta advertise. It's so basic. I would say even as little as a year and a half ago, you would be able to just rank your products well with just good content, which would get you somewhere, and you can make sales like that organically. Even now, in some categories, you rank your product as long as you are in WFS, have somewhat, even a few reviews is fine. And if you don't have reviews, that's okay. Walmart does have review accelerator program to help things out. But as long as your listing has good shipping and is price matched to Amazon, you follow the listing quality score to get yourself to a good place, you could make some sales organically. But if you really understand the potential that Walmart has, throw some money at some ad spend and learn, succeed and fail. Now, you could go a few different avenues here. If you just want to go very simple, Walmart does have their advertising ad center. You could apply advertising.walmart.com, go ahead, sign as seller. You could fill out the application and use that portal. It's very nice, has some decent reporting, and you could do some work through there, but there's definitely limitations in what it does offer. What I would suggest is Helium 10 recently launched Atomic. Fantastic if you kind of have a little bit of an understanding with the PPC. Even if you do have some questions, but you want to rely, they have a great AI that figures out, it looks at your campaigns, it tells you how to structure them, it shows you what edits you should make to your campaign, and it will do what you need to know if you're not so advanced with PPC and you want to kind of just like, I want to run PPC, I don't really know how to run PPC. You put your products in there, you have a basic understanding, and you'll be able to optimize from there and make sales, and that's the goal. But for some of the more advanced users, I would definitely head towards PackView. It's a great tool, extremely robust. Like it's something we've been using and been able to work with and have launched thousands of campaigns. We're able to do so much more work than just the basic self-service platform. Just from the huge list of automation of rules that you could set up, as well as any sort of just bulk operation, so much more than that of the Walmart self-service portal. There's so much you could do. The reporting, you could have multiple accounts in there, and I do want to mention reporting is huge. You know, if you want to be able to really grow your PPC as you would with any whether Amazon or Walmart, you got to be able to look at those reports, and the PackView reports that you're able to download really clean. You're able to see. I was just looking at some basic things. I'll give an example here. I was looking to launch rich media for one of our accounts, which for those of you that are unaware, this is a great way to help boost your listings conversion rate, which it has ads in right now videos and feature sets, which is Walmart's version of EBC. In general, rich media is Walmart's version of A+ content. Unfortunately, unlike Amazon right now, it's a paid service. You can't just put it directly on your listing as you would a regular picture, but it is something that you could get on your listing through third-party service providers. Now, I was looking into doing this for one of the accounts we manage, and what I want to see is my conversion rate between not impressions necessarily to clicks, because the impression doesn't show you if it has rich media, but the clicks to orders. That's going to be the best place where I can see, oh, the lower conversion rate, obviously there's something in my listing that's not working. And just downloading your report from PackView, I could see that information, and that helps me now determine, okay, here I have a 2% conversion rate. I want to be better. I want to get it closer to 15% conversion rate. Let me see if adding rich media for a month, and I test that out. And that's just one example. You could see, I just identify from there where the problems lie. Oh, I just see that this has a really low conversion rate. Maybe it's because my WFS is out of stock in WFS. Maybe the reviews, maybe I have 2 bad reviews on it. Maybe the copy just says some very basic 3 lines. You know, being able to use the data from all these different sources, the reports Walmart gives you, the reports that you could download from an ad platform, putting all that data together will show you, here are your problems. And in the end of the day, with Walmart, there's no reason your listing shouldn't succeed aside from a very, very few points. You'll notice it's either out of stock, which is a low stock issue, you have very bad reviews, or your pricing is much, much higher than the standard for your main keywords. And that's something you should definitely be taking a look at. Look at your competitors and see where you fall in price-wise. One reason where you might see a little bit of issues with succeeding is if you're in a really niche product. Niche products tend to not do as well on Walmart as they do on Amazon, and more generic products do well on Walmart, which is, it might sound bad if you have, let's say, a very niche product and brand, but as a seller, the way I would go about it is, this actually means that there's opportunity to make a more generic product. Who doesn't want to sell more generic product? It's much easier to source, and I could just put that on there, and if I can make sales on Walmart, that's crazy. I'll just give a brief example here. If you go to Walmart right now and look up a garlic press, which on Amazon, it's known to be like the most generic product that everyone is on, you could see that Walmart has the ability for you to be able to sell that product. Like, you could look on the front page, how many of those listings are under 10 reviews? How many of them don't have 2-day shipping? How many of them are overpriced for the market? Like, yeah, there are some really hot, solid listings, but you could be on the front page in Walmart within, I would say, a month or 2 if you have a quality listing that you put up over there. Which just, it's crazy to show the opportunity that exists there, and with the proper setup for your listings and the proper structure with your advertising to be able to push sales, get some eyes on your listings, you could really succeed.
Yeah, I think that you guys have actually launched some home products, right? And did pretty well. That's kind of one of your strategies, is finding those opportunities on Walmart and just launching directly on Walmart. What are some things that you think we have to look forward to on Walmart? Any insights about what Walmart might be coming out with soon?
For sure. As we've mentioned a few times already,
anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon. Skybox cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO, tuần theo link thêm, tuần chơi Scout, logistics và warehouse. Xem hình thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.
Walmart's had such crazy things over just the past year, a year and a half, just from the launch of WFS. You know, that's that's even been a relatively newer thing that that Walmart has. And from when we started, we were one of the first sellers that were able to get in with the program. And then it launched. It was like one warehouse, two warehouse. Now they're going to be launching this year. There's even been some accounts in beta. They called it previously the ICC program. Now it's the ITS program, the Inbound Transfer Service, where because WFS fulfillment centers are located all across the U.S. and it's an algorithm for how they assign you to the warehouse. Sometimes it's a very high shipping cost to get it there. So what Walmart has done now is they have these inbound transfer centers where if you send your inventory to there first, it does have a little bit of an extra fee, but it's definitely worth it. And they'll then send that to the FCs accordingly. So that's something that is debuting for all sellers starting May 15th, I believe, but you might have already gotten a beta and maybe some emails about that. Some other great things which we have heard some speculation about, but don't necessarily saw launch dates for, which we're very excited for. Firstly is the subscription model. We all love our subscribe and save. You know, that recurring revenue is fantastic. We all love it. So the fact that that is something that Walmart's been hinting and alluding that it's coming soon, we are super stoked for that. It's already live with the Walmart business side of things, which just shows like it's in testing just to see how they could figure it out in terms of whether it's fulfillment or just internal system structures. Some other things we're looking forward to is we've heard some rumors about virtual bundles. It's something that will be coming to Walmart, which is another great way to boost your catalog, build your catalog. You know, right now, the way listings work is you need to have unique UPC for every product. So if you want to sell a multi-pack, or if you want to sell, let's say, two different listings together, you would have to then send it into WFS, bundled together with the new UPC. And this kind of makes forecasting very difficult. You'd have to really figure things out with numbers, and you might end up being stuck with a 2-pack or a 3-pack because that never sells because the single pack and the 4-pack always sell. It just causes all sorts of issues by having to figure these things out right now. And the fact that virtual bundles is something that we hear are coming is just, that's a big relief. You know, it lets us really help. Okay, I can have a bunch of new listings live on the platform that could succeed now, and I could just use my old data to see that. So that's going to be very exciting. And the last thing I'm really excited for is stores. Additionally, here we believe this is something that will be coming soon. The same way we have our Amazon stores, where we get to pretty much have our own website within Amazon that beautifully displays our products in so many different ways. I can't wait to see what Walmart does with that. I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Yeah, those are some really cool updates. I'm really excited. I think a lot of people will be pretty excited about, especially the subscribe and save. A lot of people selling supplements or just things that you want to buy on a ongoing basis. That's going to be really great for them. So, all right, I think that's a lot of great content, and we do have some really great questions in here. This first one here, it's from Jay. He says, I know the questions will be answered later on, but I wanted to see if you can give some insight on the requirements to becoming a Walmart seller.
Walmart used to be a little bit more restrictive of who they allowed as sellers. This is actually, we referenced this earlier about having counterfeit sellers, that Walmart sees that issue within Amazon and wants to avoid that. Now, they did, quote unquote, open the floodgates last August to additional sellers to make things a little bit less restrictive, but there's still a business verification process. So you could go ahead to Walmart, and now previously it would be that you had to apply and they would get back to you. Right now you could actually create an account and you go into the business verification. And as long as you have a legitimate LLC, there's a couple of other things I would suggest is you want to have a real website. You don't want to just have your products only on Amazon. Have a legitimate website, and this is actually a great tip over here. Do not have an application with an @gmail.com. that kind of doesn't show validity to yourself, you know? And okay, what, it's $12 a month? Just pay the extra money to get that nice at mybusiness.com, and that will just show Walmart that you're legit, you're a real company, and you'll get there. Yes, there are accounts that have gotten approved with that Gmail. It happens, but this is just something that will help you with getting your application approved because you're proving that you're a real seller. So make sure you have all your legal docs in order and you do the business verification. If you are like an international seller, there are some restrictions into which countries you're able to do that. All that information is really readily available, and Walmart's actually really good in terms of communication on that front.
I actually wrote a blog about it. So if you go to the Helium 10 blog, you can see each country, the exact requirements that you need. So so this is a continuation, I think, of that question. I am currently an Amazon seller. I did $370K last year with an LLC and applied but was denied, and they did not give a reason. So do you want to give any insights about, if you were denied in the past, what to do kind of to reapply?
I would say if you applied before August of last year, when they kind of got a little bit more lax on who they accepted, the first thing is don't apply again. That is a surefire way to get stuck. Walmart's system does not allow you to apply twice. If you do an application twice, it gets stuck, and it just makes it impossible to ever come back. Not impossible. It'll make it more difficult, and you're going to just leave your account rep with much more issues. What I would suggest is just a shameless plug. You could reach out to me, and I could help you out with that. But there are also resources within Walmart to reach out to them to have them help you out with checking into your application and see if there's something that can be done there. But definitely don't apply a second time. You want to really reach out to Walmart support. They have a lot of great members that will help you get your account approved if you're actually a valid seller. Now, if you did apply more recently and you got denied, there's probably some reasoning behind that. They're not just they're accepting a lot more sellers. So if you got recently denied, it probably means that possibly some of your legal documents are not in order. Make sure your address is aligned from what you're putting into Walmart compared to your LLC documentation, your SS4, all that good stuff. You want to make sure that it's clean. The second Walmart smells something is off, they shut it down. They don't. Yeah. Walmart doesn't do nonsense. Walmart needs you to be legit, and if they smell that something's off, they're not going to allow you because they realize that's very common, and people are very shady in this industry. We all know it. We've all been hit by different things here and there, whether our listing's been taken down for the wrong reason, someone try to do something to us. Walmart doesn't like that, and they're trying to cut it out as much as possible. So this is kind of one of the reasons they're denying more accounts and are more restrictive about it.
Awesome. And yeah, I mean, and you guys have some more insights as a service, right? Like you can help people with that kind of stuff, right? And you're at sellcore.co. All right. The next question is gating and ungating of products the same as on Amazon?
I do mostly focus on the private label side of things. That's really where I would see a lot of success on Walmart, and that's generally the direction a lot of sellers can take. But in terms of like resale and wholesale, there are a lot of brands that are not as restricted. I would say it's you really have to do the research and just kind of see. I would just say like this. The main difference between Amazon and Walmart when it comes to these types of listings is look if it's a 1P listing on Walmart. Because if it's a 1P listing on Walmart, I don't care how cheap you are, you're not going to win that buy box. Walmart is taking those sales because that's just how it works. So if you're looking to sell, let's say like Dove soap, and Walmart has the buy box sold and shipped by Walmart.com, don't bother. You're going to be able to add yourself as an additional seller, but you're very rarely going to be making sales over there. You could pretty much see by brand. And if a brand's selling the products themselves, then probably stay away from it. But if a brand is being sold by some third party that has like 29,000 seller reviews, probably means it's being sold by some other distributor, and you could probably get in on that. In general, on this front, a lot of brands are very behind in terms of being on top of their brand portal. But it really is, it comes down to the product. But in general, I'm not such a expert or maven when it comes to the retail arbitrage or wholesale side of things.
The next question kind of goes into what you're saying is, does Walmart brand portal defend brand owners? Like I think
sure.
What you were kind of mentioning is like 1P, but maybe you could just do a distinction between 1P and 3P there.
Yeah, sure. So the brand portal has to be maintained at the end of the day. If you just have an account that doesn't do anything, you can't just having an account with Walmart just shows them that you're registered. It does help you if you're trying to do stuff with your listings, but it's not going to act as protection for you. There are a shorter list of brands that actually have the protection from Walmart to restrict other sellers. But as a standard, like just private label brand, or even some of the bigger brands, you have to actually do the work to protect your brand. And this is a very common theme. You know, we see so many listings that are hijacked, and that could be as an additional seller on a listing or just taking the content. Even sometimes they'll take the pictures and just remove the branding. All of these things are cases that you need to be on top of as a seller. You need to go on to Walmart, look up your brand, and it's very easy to search your brand. You can go into your listing, click the brand, or you can just type in the brand name. There's branded searches, there's regular searching for the brand, and just get those item URLs. Go into brand portal, make sure your brand's registered, and just start filing claims away. Go to town. You know, it's a great way to take down all these listings, and they're very quick to get down these hijacked listings. Again, Walmart understands there's a problem in the e-commerce space, that there's a lot of nonsense that happens, and they hate that. So anytime, and hijacking is a very common, easy to do problem that people will be facing. So Walmart's trying to be on top of that to help out sellers to remove these issues.
Yeah, and something else I want to kind of mention, and I have mentioned this before, is that you need to own your UPC codes. I know back in the day on Amazon, a lot of people were just like buying random third party, I guess, UPCs, where they would just, you know, because you would have to buy in bulk, like 500 or 1,000 at a time. So people would sell their extras. And then, you know, those UPCs are tied to the brand name that actually bought them from GS1. So if you don't own your UPC code, then you're going to have a lot harder time with the brand portal and the ownership of your listings. So make sure that you own your UPC codes and they have your brand connected to them on that.
Great
Next
point.
question. How do you get your first reviews on Walmart?
Reviews is a huge strategy. It's going to help you with your conversion rate. I just do want to point out, unlike Amazon, where sales volume is the #1 driver of ranking, on Walmart, it's the conversion rate. And there's 2 conversion rates it reflects. It's the impression to click and the click to sale. And aside from price and basic content, the best way to get that conversion is through reviews. Now, how do you get reviews on your product? I'm going to suggest 2 strategies. You have Review Syndication, which is a free program from Walmart that I don't know why people are not as into finding it. Maybe they should probably run a promo. Hey, sign up for Review Syndication, maybe send emails. If you have reviews on your website, Walmart allows you to bring them to the program, to platform for free. This is a free program. Now, you have to make sure that it's legit and you're not bringing in only some of your 5-star reviews. You have to bring in all your reviews to the program. Additionally, you cannot have your Amazon reviews on Walmart. Illegal. Amazon is against terms of service. They technically own their reviews. Technically, you shouldn't even have them on your website in the first place, but that's none of my business. But Walmart is not going to let you take those reviews to Walmart. You could try, and they're going to say, hey, those are Amazon reviews. You can't use those. But it's a great way if you have reviews on your website. Sign up for Review Syndication. Hopefully, you'll get accepted as long as you answer the case correctly. Don't try to lie and try to cheat the system. They're just going to shut you down and potentially suspend you as a seller. No one wants that. And go ahead and bring in your reviews legitimately. A second program I would strongly recommend, this is a new launch from Walmart, which is the Review Accelerator program. It's similar to, I guess, the Amazon Vine, but I think it's actually cheaper. It's where you enroll certain listings. There is a bit of a restriction on what is allowed, and you're allowed to get up to 5 reviews per product, and it's not necessarily going to get you a 5-star review. This is important to note. It's just going to get you a review. Walmart does claim that 5 reviews on a product increases the GMV by 75%, which I think is that's pretty crazy. So there's just 2 restrictions. You have to have a sale in the past X amount of time, I think potentially 30 days, and you have to have under 5 reviews, and that will make your item eligible for the program. And it costs you $10 per review that you get, regardless of the rating. And the incentive to the seller or to the customer rather, the shopper, is that they will get $3 credit towards their next purchase. So Walmart sends out an email to them, hey, leave a review and you get $3 credit, and you will get up to 5 reviews per product. It's a great way. The only thing is, it's kind of a bit of a catch-22, because you're like, I need to get sales in order to get into the program, but I can't get sales because I don't have reviews. Advertising is key, folks. With advertising, you're guaranteed to get at least 1 sale, as long as you're not extremely priced.
that kind of, this is something I've been thinking about, is because when you syndicate your reviews, it'll say, you know, it's been syndicated by, it'll sometimes put your website, but then it doesn't have necessarily that verified purchaser, whereas the review seller accelerator program does have the verified purchaser. Do you think people should maybe just do the pay-per-click and do the review accelerator program until they get 5 reviews and then syndicate reviews so that you'll have both? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I think that review syndication is the first stream that you should go to. The reason for that being that it's you could be a brand new seller and immediately have 500 views on your listing, obviously legitimately, right? And that's huge. You know, it will help you with that initial conversion, and it's free. You know, it takes you time to fill out the template and whatever. You might have to go back and forth with Walmart until you get it right, but still, it's free compared to having to pay $10 per review. You know, that's going to come out to about $50 per product. It could start to rack up, especially if you have a larger catalog. I would say if you don't have review syndication, then push for the review accelerator. There's currently no evidence backing that if you enroll your products in review accelerator, that Walmart's going to try to get you a sale because they're going to make the few $10 off or the $7 difference. There's no data to support that. I mean, if you want to come with conspiracy theories, sure, but I don't believe it. I haven't seen this happen. I've run many accounts that have enrolled this. It doesn't increase their sales. The thing that increases sales is pushing PPC and actually having their reviews there. So that's the verified purchase does help, but having 3 verified purchases compared to 150 unverified purchases is still 150 5-star reviews. That hits different, you know? And just to note, Amazon compared to Walmart, very different in review numbers. You'll see, it's very rare you'll find on Walmart something with 5-figure reviews. Like, there's a couple, and those are obviously syndicated or a product that's been on Walmart for 10 years, you know, that's just been a really old 1P listing. But for the most part, you're not seeing that many. Even having legitimately 10 reviews could get you. I'll challenge anyone over here. If you can find me a keyword that on the front page there's no products that have under 10 reviews. I'm just telling you, there's 100% is like that. So 10 reviews is even a great start.
Supplement selling is very competitive on Amazon. How is it on Walmart?
Great question. In general, supplements are the hottest thing in e-com. You know, it's obvious because I guess the cost isn't so high and it's repetitive. There's customers coming in monthly. So it's still, I would say, it's the most competitive category on Walmart as well. But even though that is the case, I'm not going to dissuade you from trying. As I mentioned before, every category can sell. I don't necessarily recommend that this is the one if you're going to start a brand, hit supplements on Walmart, because there is staunch competition. And you're going to have to spend money to get in there and stay there. It's going to cost you, but I believe you'll win in the end run. So if you have the pockets, definitely do it. I'm not saying it's nowhere near launching a supplement brand on Amazon. So if you want to do it, I would hit Walmart. It's definitely worthwhile. But I would say there's so many more generic products that you could get into that just sell well. There's plenty of data out there that shows you which are the best-selling categories on Walmart. And ding, 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 next Walmart hack, go to Helium 10 and search volume. Look up search volume. This is such a simple thing. Just look at the search volume, plug it into Walmart, look how many competitors you have, look at the pricing. That's how you do your product research. Just look up the search volume, and that's going to be your biggest metric to see. Also, just look percentage-wise. Amazon to Walmart search volume, you could see which products will do better. So there's definitely competition there, but everything pales in comparison to that of Amazon, and I think everything has opportunity for you to be able to grow.
All right. Can Google Ads be used instead of PPC on Walmart?
You can use Google Ads in some way to drive your traffic to Walmart. I'm going to be straight up here. I don't have the most familiarity with the Google Ads side of things, but I believe there's capabilities over there. But why are you doing that instead of just use Walmart right now? Don't try to be so, I'm going to be super creative and think of these great ways to get sales. Walmart gives you opportunity, and Walmart itself has so many things. I wouldn't say right now is the time to go to these outside venues to get your traffic to come to Walmart. Focus right now on what Walmart gives you, because that has opportunity there. If you're failing there, then there's probably some other issue, not your ads.
Something I want to add here too is that they actually do Walmart. When you start advertising with Walmart, they'll put your products in Google Shopping. So you'll see your products like available on Walmart.com in Google Shopping already. So you kind of already have Google Ads provided by Walmart for you. So I've seen my product when I've searched the main keyword. on Google already without me running ads. And another thing is that I have run ads just to kind of test it out from Google, and it did not help with ranking or anything. Because I know for Amazon right now, it really does help with ranking when you are sending outside traffic. It's not really the same on Walmart right now. So I would suggest, again, like David said, to focus on the Walmart pay-per-clicks so that you rank much better with that. I haven't seen any direct correlation of any benefits to utilizing Google Ads, and you already have the Google search with Walmart. So just wanted to add a few tidbits there. Now we can take a few more questions because we're running short on time. Let's see here. This next question: new products you want to launch. How do you decide where to start on Amazon? There's a lot of sellers on Walmart. No competition, but too many. Okay, I guess basically the question maybe is, where do you start when you're kind of deciding what products to move to Walmart first?
So we touched on this earlier. It's the difference between launching as a new seller on Amazon and Walmart. I would say it's easier to launch on Walmart because of the limited, not only because of the limited competition, but because generic products succeed. This is if you get this and you understand this, you could succeed. Generic products do better on Walmart because in Amazon, they're so saturated. You look up the main keywords and they are just flooded with listings with thousands, tens of thousands of reviews and sales, and they've been there on Amazon. They've been at the top for 4 or 5 years. Yeah, if you have the ability to win there, you're going to be making a lot of money today. But think of Walmart as an investment over here. You have the ability to take a generic keyword, something like we said, as simple as a garlic press. Go as simple as anything, any of these basic home items. You could sell a utensil set. Maybe that's not the best thing you could sell in the pet products. You could sell in the baby products. So many of these huge categories, which on Amazon, people are spending millions, hundreds of millions in ads to win. On Walmart, you spend pennies and you're able to win and get to the top of that ranking. You want to know which products to pick? It's not going to be the same as the ones that you're going to be picking for Amazon. I would say it's actually going to be a little bit difficult to find products that would succeed on both Amazon and Walmart, because Amazon, there's such a pull to be niche, because that's what differentiates you and helps you get those little small keywords, and you can win over there. Versus on Walmart, those small keywords don't really have that volume behind it. So you could go multiple ways. If you're trying to have a brand that grows on both, you could just go with I would say Walmart has a bigger potential for the future. If you're trying to make the big dollars today, maybe take a more niche product and hit Amazon with it. But in the long run, you're going to end up losing out because you just missed out on a huge opportunity of Walmart in 2 years when you could be the #1 seller for a huge keyword.
Awesome. Well, as you can all see, David is a wealth of information. And if you didn't know, he actually is one of the main stars of our Freedom Ticket for Walmart. He goes through in detail a lot of the technical parts of Walmart. So, like flat files and WFS and all kinds of great information. So if you haven't checked that out, you should. And you're a Helium 10 member, this is free for Helium 10 members. It's in week 11 on Freedom Ticket 3.0. So make sure you check that out. And otherwise, thank you so much for joining, David. I think we got a lot of great information from you. So thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
And where can people find you if they want to find you?
For sure. So I'll drop my personal email if you'd like over here. You can message me at david@cellcord.co, SELLCORD.co. You can find me on LinkedIn as well, David Milstein. Look under Cellcord. You can probably find me on some other places as well if you look hard enough. But those 2 ways would be a surefire way to find me. And in general, find out some more information about us at cellcord.co.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much again. And hopefully we'll have you back. And I'm sure we'll do some more content with you. So, make sure you're all in our Facebook groups. And, hopefully you'll have David back and do some more great Q&A sessions, because he obviously knows so much about Walmart. So thanks again, and we'll see you all later.
All right, guys, thank you so much for that and for tuning in. And thank you to Carrie and David for that information. Don't forget, guys, if you don't have to wait every month for the answers to some of your questions, go right into our Winning with Walmart Facebook group. All right, Winning with Walmart. You can look it up anywhere on Facebook. It's open to everybody. Hop in there, ask Carrie your questions. David's in there. You can tag him and ask him questions as well. But we really want you guys to have success selling on the Walmart platform. If you've got inventory already here in the United States, it's a no-brainer, guys. Make sure to get on Walmart.com and start getting those extra sales. We'll see you guys next month in the next episode.
Anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon, Scout cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USBTO, tuần theo link thêm, tôi chuyên Scout, logistics và warehouse. Xem thêm thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.